I'll move to C-Tube. So that one's easier to find because it's on the main top of our menu. And then I'm going to try and, well, the navigation tree here on the left, so you always have the navigation tree in most of these tools on the left. And this one has, again, the cruises, and each cruise shows in this list. It's also a tool that is used for showing of our fixed cameras. I'm trying to just figure out how to...
What do you want to do?
I want to scroll down.
Over on the left there?
What?
Yeah, just use 2 fingers.
Oh, here, okay. We also use the same interface for our fixed position cameras, which won't be necessarily relevant won't be relevant for the NOAA cruises, but it's helpful maybe to know. And then by choosing on a specific cruise, again, I'm going to just use that same cruise I used in C-Scribe. I can choose on any of the dives that have that C-Tube ready checked. So if I hadn't checked it, it would not show here. And so I'll just use the same dive that I actually was showing before. And I don't know why it's flashing, something about the sharing of screen or something. I think this is something to do with the screen sharing, so I'm just going to pause it for a second. So I'm just going to describe the interface. So in this central section, you have the video, and you can make it larger to show it your full screen when you're watching the video. You'll notice these tabs at the top. So this is a case where we do have the multiple cameras, and so the first camera showing is what we've assigned as the default. And then at the top, you have, well, there's only in this case one option of resolutions, but it does that. This is, well, site low, medium, high if we have multiple transcodes available. In your case, we'll only have the one transcode, which is our satellite stream. And so that the satellite stream always is considered the low resolution one. But in our own operations, we'll sometimes transcode to higher level resolutions once we get the high-res video off the ship. The time will just keep running with the video to match what you're watching, and that long depth is a heading information. The navigational data will also tick along. These three tabs here are different metadata about the dive. So one is a map which will show the dive tracks. I think something frozen here, but and there was some discussion earlier that we might get some of these. Well, we'll have the dive tracks, but to get higher resolution bathymetry, that we might have the opportunity post-cruise to obtain that from your cruises, and we can look at entering that bathymetry to make that more useful for your users. As well, the profile shows, well, I don't know what's happening with this screen sharing, but we'll typically show the depth profile of the dive, and the details show that same metadata that was entered by the dive loggers. So the dive number, the dive chief, the objectives, etc. And then down below are the annotations that were entered in C-Scribe. That's telling you here in the origin. There is a new feature that's still being worked on to edit those annotations directly from here rather than going back to C-Scribe. This is sort of in the works, so it does work right now for, but only for people that have permissions in the first place to dive log on those dives. So I can edit these because I have the permissions, but general users or well, even Dwight and Jessica currently couldn't edit these annotations. But this is a new feature that we're adding in. As well, in the video section, you can click this permalink button to get a hyperlink that you can send to your colleagues or whomever to jump to that appropriate place in the video. So just by sending that link, they'll be able to jump right to wherever whatever time in the video that you made that hyperlink at. So that's really handy. You can also annotate directly from the screen. They won't be considered annotations in CScribe, but rather they would go to this My Annotations tab. This little icon here allows you to take a screen grab at that particular point, and then you can download that image. And in the case of the NOAA, we'll only have the satellite stream video archive, so it would frame grab from that video. But in the case when in our own cruises where we also archive later the high-res video, it will actually go and take that frame grab from the higher resolution video. So it'll be higher resolution than you're actually seeing in CTube. This little icon allows you to create playlists. This is only available if you're, well, same as the annotations, are only available if you're logged in. And this allows you to start and stop and create little segments of the dive videos that you're interested in. And it will, as you save them, it will go to your playlists over here. Another feature that we have in CTube is not necessarily applicable. I don't know how you scroll over here.
What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to get far, even right further. Because there's a digital stills over there.
Yeah,
Maybe I'll
it's weird.
choose.
Maybe if you collapse the left.
Maybe I'll choose a different cruise where there's not as many cameras. Oh no, we don't. Oh, sorry, we don't have. Oh, the other thing that is, if we do have audio in the video, the audio will play. So that was just some of the audio in that particular video that you were hearing. One thing I was trying to show, but I'd have to figure out how to scroll further right with this interface, is that we do have a tool for showing the digital stills that are ingested as well, from if there's a digital still camera on board and we've archived, and if we've archived those images.
So I show that in my Canon.
Okay, so that's fine. The other thing within the interface that we can do is we can search within.
Pardon?
Oh. Okay, this is a bit awkward because the audio and the video is going to play. But you can search
We can mute
across.
the
Oh, well, it mute this.
audio. No.
Okay.
Just,
We can search across all videos, so if you're looking for an annotation or any kind of organism or anything in particular, so you can search across all the videos in our system and it'll return any annotation that happens to have that text, and by clicking you'll jump to that video at that time. So we have some particular syntax, and so this allows me, I can then more easily search across all videos for certain things, or and then jump to that point in the video. So I'm just going to, and it's chronologically ordered in that, so it helps if you're searching something a little bit more obscure, if you're really particular in what you're looking for, but otherwise you'll get, you might get quite a few. This isn't not. So it'll just jump to wherever you've selected on whatever cruise. You can also search within within the dive itself.
and I'll demo that too.
Okay, so that's just right here. So you can search within the dive if you know you're just looking within a given dive. That's, I think, what I wanted to cover of CTube.